Hey guys, it's Phoenix Automotive here again, and in this video we're going to show you how to uh, format these units and also import the car setting files. Most of the time we'll send you a Dropbox link with the file, but here we have two different units. One is a 7.1 and one is a 4.4. To check what yours is, 7.1 units need to use a px3.img file. If I go to settings and then I go to more settings, it should be a white screen. So 7.1 units have this white interface, whereas a 4.4 unit, if I go to settings and I scroll on the right, here is more settings, it's black. So this is a 4.4 unit, this is a 7.1. This one uses px3.img, this one uses update.img. So now that we know what car you have, depending on the file you have, let's go to our computer. And before we start, you also need to have the USB plugs plugged in. You can see here we have USB 1, USB 2. We're going to be using USB 1 on the 4.4 unit, and here we have the USB cables right here. So make sure you have those ready. And again, you have to be plugging in these USB ports to the correct location on the back of the brain. I'll show you that right here. So for the Mustang 4.4, we have a brown connector. We have a brown connector right here, and it goes on this location. That's for this particular unit. And for the Tundra, we have the yellow connector right here, and that's where that goes. But again, look at the shape of the connector, the grooves, and also the bottom grooves, and line them up with the black connection. Now that we're at our computer, you should get two Dropbox links depending on what you need to do, but this is for formatting the unit and importing the settings. The first link will also be like your car setting files. Now this one has 4 files. Some other cars have 3 files or maybe 2 files, like assist.var. This is one. What we're going to do is go to, on the right side, direct download, and you can see I already downloaded it right here. And the other link will be something like this. It'll be maybe a px3.img file. You're going to do direct download, and then you can see that we have that right here. So if we look at that folder, here are the 2 files. These are zipped files. Now some of them may be RAR files, but they both work the same way. If you watch the previous video on how to extract, you just right click on the file and then you see the program 7-zip. I'll do open archive. So that's where the px3 file is, and what I'm going to do is drag it into my USB. So let's put the USB in. It should pop up, and that's my USB. What I'm going to do is drag the px3 file onto the USB. So wait for this to load. Once it finishes, we'll get to that point. So right now it's copying the file onto the folder, onto my USB. So right now it's copying the file onto the USB thumb drive. The previous dialog box was in extracting. Once we have the px3 file in our thumb drive, what we need to do is click on the file and rename it to px3_format. So we'll click out of that. Now that it's named px3_format, what we can do is unplug the USB and go to our vehicle. But if you have a 4.4 unit, you need update.img. So let's just say we download the update.img file, and this is an example of one. Here's an update file. What you would do is the same thing, move the item to the USB thumb drive. We're not going to let it calculate right now because we have a 7.1, but we would do the same. We would click on the file and rename it _format. So it would be update_format. With that said, we're going to use the px3 file, and let's eject the USB card. So eject, continue, and take it out. When we are at the unit, we're going to turn on the vehicle, let the unit boot up like so, and what we're going to do now is plug in the USB thumb drive. So let's do that. After we plug in the USB thumb drive, you can see the USB logo does come up. And if we go to File Manager, and we press the 3 lines at the top left, our USB should show px3_format. So once you have the car booted up, the USB plugged in, you do see that it's showing here with the USB icon showing there. What you need to do is either press the RST button with a paper clip. So find a paper clip or some small object and press the RST button. So let's do that. It's plugged in. Press the RST button and wait for it to boot up. So when it does boot up, it will read the USB stick and it will do a format. Okay, so once it finishes formatting, it'll get to this screen. It'll say, please remove USB disk. When I do remove it, just removed it right now, it'll probably show like an Android logo, and then you would have to wait for a little while. It'll probably take like 10 minutes, but wait till it gets to a full black screen, or if it boots up again, or if it's aligned. Here's that Android logo. You might have to wait like 10 minutes, but what will happen is either the unit will boot up by itself back to the regular home screen after like say 10 minutes, or it'll have a black screen with like maybe a white line or purple blue line. If that does happen where you get a black screen and then a straight line, or just a black screen in general after like a couple minutes of waiting, just press the RST button with a paperclip or something and it should boot up. So this is the boot up. Now all you got to do is just press the RST button and it should come back up. Now that the unit's boot up, what we can do is we can see that it is this car, and the air conditioning is kind of weird. This is where we need to go back to the computer and get those car setting files. Back at the computer, so the next link I guess would be the car setting files. This is the Dropbox link. You guys might have a different one. It could say something else, but we already did the direct download. Here's the file, and if I go to the folder with the file right here, I can right click it and 7-zip, open archive. So here are the files: boot logo, factory, main logo. You might have a different set of files or a different picture, but let's plug in the USB stick. The USB stick should pop up. And now that we have the PX3 format here, we should delete this file. Once it's deleted, we're going to grab these files from the car settings and put them in our USB stick. Okay, so what we can do now is eject the USB stick, continue, and unplug the USB. So let's go to the vehicle. So again, turn on the vehicle, make sure it boots up, everything's fine. Now find the USB female. Once we have it plugged in, it should show up with the USB icon at the top. So you can see there is a USB icon, it's in the middle. It did move from the right to the middle. So let's go to File Manager just to show you that it is reading. So if we press the 3 lines, get through this, and then go to USB storage, we can see we have all the files here. So let's go to Settings. Now there's a little gray box there. Let's press that gray box to make this a big screen. And what we do now with the USB plugged in, USB icon showing, go down to Reset and then press the check mark. So restore to factory settings. So what it'll do now is it'll reboot and grab the setting files from your USB, and it should show with the car, your AC controls and everything. Let's wait. Powering off, shutting down, and we'll come back when it boots up. Now that the unit has booted up, you can see everything looks fine. You have the AC controls here. If I press music, I can see the Tundra car, and that's exactly how to load setting files into your vehicle after doing a format. So stay tuned for the next video and check out the links below on certain other things like how to do a USB PX3 update, how to do a FAT32 format for your USB. I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.